shop here. Running late today. Beauty of owning your own business. Sometimes you just don't want to go. You don't go until it's time. So basically, well, let me start off by saying this is not financial advice. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. Just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. Real quick, something someone posted on my YouTube by the handle Split Adams. Thank you for the info. He had mentioned that he was trying to make a website for AMC, GME, stuff like that, and he was trying to use the handle or the domain moass.com, and it was already taken. So when you click into moass.com, recently it was just taken. It takes you to, I guess, Roaring Kitty's. Well, I did follow the link on my phone. It takes you to Roaring Kitty's website, or not website, his Twitter. So interesting. That was I guess, as far as I know, that's new. I don't know if that was something that's been around that people know that I'm just late on. But sorry, I'm trying to kick on all my lights and shit here. But yeah, so that's kind of interesting. That happened, I want to say, right around the time he stopped going on his Twitter. So interesting timing. I don't know if he was advised not to get on there anymore, or if he just decided, hey, he gave everything he needed to give, or what the case is on that. So can't report anything there. Also, this cat system being delayed. The more I look into it, it doesn't look like anything that they're pushing back till 2026, like anything that would affect reporting on a lot of the short, what they're shorting, where the shares are going. It's not to say they haven't slipped something in there, and it's always a good idea if you feel the need to contact your local congressman and let them know that you want everything a full go. You make your own decisions on what you want to tell them, if you want to, however you want to word or say what you want to say to them. I have nothing to say there, but yeah, so that's going on. You're starting to see news articles, maybe some somewhat. I feel like they're annoyed and desperate on the other end. There's going to be a lot of FUD. It's going to be continuous FUD coming out. It's getting a little heavier. There's always been FUD, but it's going to be a little more hard hitting now. It's going to be a little more tricky. So for me personally, I've got my mind made up. My faith, my conviction in this play isn't going to change. And if it did, I would come out and say, hey man, I'm going to sell my shares. But what I've always said, and I've said it repeatedly, is for me, I'm in this play, moass or no ass, really. I mean, regardless of the fact, I like the stock. I like how everything's running. I look at it this way. I've bought shares. I'm going to continue to buy shares. And if this thing were never to moass, then I would sell my shares in a few years and go from there, because I think fundamentally it's undervalued right now as well. So, but yeah, that's kind of all I want to jump in and say real quick. I know someone had pointed out that moass.com. You can type it into your browser, see what it takes you. But yeah, kind of crazy. I don't know if it's nothing too breaking or anything like that, but obviously if it's a newer domain, and it's owned by Roaring Kitty, then there must be something he was thinking. That's the other thing too, though. I on someone else, like I get it. Roaring Kitty's a big figure, and he was part of that whole movement before, but I don't know. Oh, I got customers. Anyways, that's all I wanted to do. Jump in, say that. I'm gonna help my customers. I guess I can leave it on. See how it goes here for a second, if you don't mind chilling here like that. I'm trying to pull up my charts and everything as we're chilling here. AMC, man, they don't want that thing to go 5. Whenever it hits 5, it reminds me of the early days of this when we would see those big dumps in the morning, and it's always in the morning dump. They drop it heavy, and then we have to work it back up. Looks like the algorithms on AMC and GME, like we've talked about it so much, and all of a sudden now they're kind of separate. They're all going to link up at some point again. You know, I feel like there's a way to slow these algos and speed them up. But yeah, every time it hits above that 5 mark, I've noticed it gets a heavy push down, heavy resistance at that 505, 50. What did we get to today? What, 508 or something like that? Was that the peak of the day? I don't know. It's like 513 maybe. Anyway, got a customer coming in. Give me 1 second here. Hey. Hello, how are you? Good.
I'm Shelby. I stopped in with Sage.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
We were just seeing if you
check it back.
Yeah.
Right now we're not doing anything. Maybe later on.
Okay.
So.
Awesome. I just wanted to
appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, I wish I could say yes.
No,
I get it.
Totally
I've been in your position before, so I understand.
You're good.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, I got radio sells ads. I used to work in radio, so I used to be on the radio at some point, and then part of the job to make a little extra money, they had me on sales too, and that was the worst. Having to walk into people's businesses every day and be like, "Hey, sell." Anyways, anyone else seen that? Am I, shout out to Split Adams. He's the one who showed it to me on my YouTube. Has anyone else gone to moass.com? See where it leads you? Or am I just like late to the party and this has been something that we've talked about a long time ago and I just didn't know? I don't think it's like huge breaking news, but I do think it's something, And he said that the domain looked new. I don't know how to look that up. But GME's getting a heavy push down right now. I just bought in right before I started my live. I want to say it was like in 1989. I bought a few shares. So, well, not a few, 2 shares. Trying to work my GameStop shares up, which I probably should have waited a little bit, but I just kind of started following the same guideline I'm using for AMC. What's up, Brian in the market? How's it going, man? Talking about the same old, just waiting on this damn moass to start, man. I've said it consistently. This thing, I don't think moass is going to happen immediately. I've said it for a long time. I don't see this thing just popping off. But I will say this. Let me turn my volume down here. I do think there's potential with this cat system. I see a little panic and fear on that other side, but I don't ever get did you see the massive incoming on AMC this morning? Huge volume incoming AMC tank. Yeah, that's the thing, man. It kind of reminds me back when you would go back to the early days when we get ladder attacked, and it was always in the morning. It would just pre-markets up, and then as soon as it would hit, bam. You know what I mean? So hopefully the cat comes in and does his work, man. But we'll see. I don't want to get too excited or get my hopes up on anything, just because there's been several things that should have catalyzed this thing by now. I think for me personally, I think is going to happen when no one expects it. I think it's going to be a day where no one expects, and all of a sudden it starts jumping. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it just starts Monday and we're just fucking rich by like Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. Brian says it's the biggest incoming volume I have seen, and just tanked as soon as the volume came in. That just, I guess, it reiterates what a lot of us think is happening, man. They're using our shares against us, which is crazy. Mew on the stream. What's up, Trevor? All right, so yeah, AMC, GME, they're kind of just they're having a lot of trouble bouncing upward. It seems like the algos are a little different now. Obviously, I think they will. I think it'll meet back. If you ever look at these two, they they kind of bounce around and go a little different, but at the end of the day, end of the week, they generally come back to the same point, same points, same breaks, same ups, same downs. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but the algo is very, very close. Brian says the CSI guy on YouTube, he's a part of them. He created a ruse to rope them into giving their share info. I was warning people not to give the info to him. Yeah, I haven't checked him out for a long time, to be honest. I wouldn't. I don't know. I can't say much about it because I don't know anything what he's got going on over there. But I don't know necessarily it's ever a good idea to give someone your share info unless it was like audited from the SEC or something like that. I don't think you just openly hand it over to people. I show my share count. I don't show all my share count. I keep 3 brokers I don't show. But I do show my share count, but I don't give like my details of it's hard to know who to trust. That's the problem too, is like knowing that there's people that are probably, well, I mean, obviously we saw that article came out a few months ago about I want to say a hedge fund hired 1,700 influencers, and that's just a small hedge fund that did that. So obviously we know among us in the comments and creators and all the social media markets, there's people in there. I think most times you can kind of tell who they are, but it is worrisome that some of the content creators could be paid. And I'm not saying CSI is at all. I'm not throwing that out there. I'm not trying to throw any names out there because in the beginning I watched everyone. I can't think of. You could probably name a person that made videos on AMC from 2021 till up to recently. I probably watched them all at some point. He says he's part of the AMC that surrounds AMC. A number of online YouTubers are part of them. Data Zero is also part of them. I know they're 100% DZ. Data Zero. He's one I remember from early days. He started, honestly, like we had our channels probably around the same time, and his channel just went from like, he does more charting and shit. Mine's just my face. Like, this is what I think. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get the call. God damn it. No, don't call me to join this fucking shill team shit. Nah, but I don't know, man. I know a lot of these guys through social media, and I don't know. I couldn't say. I wouldn't jump out and say they are, on the other side, who's who and who's not. But it is, there's obviously going to be a couple people out there here and there that probably are on the other side, and usually those are the ones I think that you can kind of tell because eventually they try to get you out of the stock. Like, oh, it's no good, just sell, shit like that. I try not to get too caught up in it because I'm just trying to focus on what I got going on here. So. For some reason, your message or your comments are getting. I'm not deleting your messages, in case you're wondering. But they're just getting deleted on their own. I didn't do that. Oh, okay. He said I did it. I was like, oh shit. I got you. But yeah, looking at AMC dropping down to 476 right now. Volume, like I said, volume, or like you even said, volume should have been. We should have been up above 515, I would think, right now, at least with what's going on. But here we are, kind of the regular schmegular attack. So that's why I stay in this thing, because like I said, if I believe that if these guys didn't have nothing to worry about on the other end, shorting it and whatever, that they would have already jumped out, been gone. Wouldn't have nothing to, they just let it go. Like, all right, fuck, you want this thing to rip? Let it rip. Boom. And then short us back down. But at this point, too many things just don't add up. You know what I mean? The numbers don't add up. The volume, the OBV. There's so many things that just don't add up. So. GME is running, he says. I don't see that. Now, mine might be below, but I'm still seeing GME underneath. Oh, gotcha. Anyone else get pulled into G-Wave and all those others that they were trying to pump? I pulled out. I got in and out like I talked about yesterday. Some of those side plays that people were trying to use right now, I kind of got in and out of those fast. I've noticed anytime that there's heavy volume or heavy news around AMC and GME, especially with them combined, there's always like people just pop up out of nowhere, like 5 different, this one's going to squeeze, this one's going to squeeze, trying to get you. I guess that's the definition of shilling, right? Shilling their stock. So what I did is I saw so many people talking about it. I've learned that if I jump in and out real quick, I can make a buck and not get caught holding the bag. And if it squeezes higher than I thought it would, then oh well, I still made some money. I don't look back. That's one thing in this market you can't do too, because you'll beat yourself up if you look back what you should have done. You know what I mean? You can learn from it, but don't beat yourself up over it. Brian, was I in the military? No, sir, I was not. A lot of my family was, but not me. Yeah, I'm just trying to look up some stuff here right now. Sorry if I'm kind of... What's my focus here? Phone call, potential spam is high. I don't ever answer. Does anyone ever answer the phone anymore? My phone is only spam. Like, who calls people, Text us. Just text me. So AMC, like I've said this so many times. I don't know if anyone in here is new, but I've talked about my AMC doing this for a long time. Just getting into that boring $4 to $5 range, maybe $6, and back and forth, just kind of bouncing around. And here we are. It's doing it, So it kind of leads me back to believe that I think I'm on the right track as far as my DD, as far as where my instinct led me, as far as what I think is going to happen with this play. I think they just play with it and keep you bored and sick about losing money and, oh my God, it'll never run because it gets stopped and all these things that are happening. It's going to get, I can almost guarantee anytime this thing runs in the next few days, next even couple months, it's just going to get halted. They might let it run up one day and then it's going to be a similar scenario. Once it runs and it doesn't get halted and we pass 50, 60, 70, then that's the time you really, in my opinion, not financial advice, I would just start to think like, okay, now we're onto something. But at this point, I think it's just toying with your emotions, your mental. And that's what it is. In my opinion, obviously I have no factual evidence. I can't tell you to buy, sell, or hold. I can't give you anything like that, but that's just my thoughts on it. So could be wrong, definitely. Could be right, maybe. But that's just how I think it's going to run until, fundamentally, until this company picks back up, which I can see is going to happen. I think most people that are watching this stock for long enough have looked into the movie business and what they're doing on the side to keep the business alive. I think, knowing that, you kind of have an idea that there's a light at the end of this tunnel that's been very dark for a long time. So at some point or another, it puts us, out of the short thesis. Right now, the short thesis is still, they can still use it because they can say, oh well, they ain't paying this, and they're down, they need this and they need that, and the business ain't working like it should, and look at the numbers. So until the theaters start producing, until the movie companies start producing those big movies that are coming out. Look at like we've talked about. I've gone through the movie list before, but there's tons of Disney movies, Marvel movies. Those are big ones. Action movies, and you're gonna have a couple wild cards that are gonna come out. You know, but like Deadpool versus Wolverine is gonna be huge. Things like that, that create the Billie Eilish distribution, things like that that are going to create income for the actual theater, and the numbers on the books look better, and the debt's getting paid down or restructured, then it's going to be a lot harder to convince people that this is a dying company. So, Bun Bun, what's up? Bun Bun says, what is your job? What is your name? Mine is, what up, what up? What is my name? My name is Instinctual Trades. What is my job? I own a business, retail business, and I got a lot of jobs. Right now, my job is to figure out why the hell I can't get my computer to work. And do I like black people? I like all people. My phone is buzzing like crazy, man. I should even turn the vibrate off. Hold up. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm thinking that today we should bounce back up to that 480, 490, probably around 490 to end the day. Just trying to see where we're at here. Sorry. It would be nice to end it over 5, end the day on a 5, but trying to look at this chart here real quick. Don't mind me. I wouldn't be surprised to see us get back up to 5 by the end of the day if the chart's the way it's looking. They're going to dump it as much as they can, but I mean the volume, and to be honest, it looks like it should have it should bounce back off. We have some support right around this area where we're at now. So let's see. Oh, I gotta go pick up my son real quick. They're out of school early, so I'm gonna jump up out of here, man. Sorry, today's video didn't have much information. I'm just looking at it, so I'm thinking we could end around $5 and back to the end of the day. Hopefully, end at 501. But like I said, initially it looked like around. My initial thought was around like 490, but looking a little deeper in, I think we could get to 5 for sure. So, anyways, I'm gonna jump up out of here. I gotta go pick up my son. I just got here and I gotta put a sign on the door, man. I forgot they had an early day. He's out of here in like 15 minutes. So, have a good day. Be blessed. Let's get rich in peace.